Good morning, all of you. A few moments ago, we discussed it, or in our previous video, we already told that we are having it as an how to work out. Now, today, we will be starting with our first chapter, basic concepts of chemistry. We are going to discuss about the basic concepts of the chemistry in this chapter. Now, the basic concepts of the chemistry, initial part, it's a theoretical part where we will be getting every now and then from a single point a question to be created. Right? So we will discuss first of all it. Now when we are talking about the chemistry, it's completely a study of atoms, molecules, elements, compounds, chemical reactions, like that. Wherever you are getting it as an elements, compounds to be there, reactions are there, it means it's a part of chemistry. In your 10th standard, you studied it, the chemistry, in the form of metals, extraction of metal from its ore. You studied it in the form of organic reactions, maybe in the form of polymers also. You studied it as an alkenes, alkynes. You studied it periodic table also, right? So all those factors which you studied it in the 10th, they were the part of chemistry, but it was under a heading of science. Now today we will be studying it as an already known to us that we are studying a part of science. That means it's a branch of science which it deals with atoms, molecules, chemical reactions, and that's the reason why that topic or that subject is known as chemistry. Okay, now let's think it, where it is useful or why I should study chemistry. Why? Why should you? Then, in that case, we can give an answer that without chemistry, everything is full stop. If you say it, survive full stop, I can say it that nothing happens without chemistry. First thing itself, if I say it, if you want to breathe, you need oxygen. If oxygen is not there, how will you breathe? Your reaction is stopped. All the chemical reactions that are taking part in your body will be stopped if oxygen is not there. Right? So chemical reactions are taking place in our body. Okay. Immediately some of the students, those who are taking in B group, they will say that, sir, it's a part of biology. It's a human body. It's a part of biology. Okay, I will put it for the biology. Let's come it again. If I say it, you are taking a daily bath. You need water. You need water to drink. Without water, that means without chemical reaction of the hydrogen and oxygen, water would have not formed. So chemistry is there. Okay. Every now and then, every place, in a very simple word, if I say it, you can't tell me any of the thing where chemistry is not there. Right? We need medicines to cure ourselves from the diseases. At present, you know it that COVID-19 is one of the major problems. Which is the medicine for it? It's still to be studied. But studied, medicine will be prepared from where? Through different chemical reactions, through different chemical compositions. You might have already, during the lockdown period, if in the news you would have heard about it. There is a certain medicines which is a precautionary medicine that the COVID does not takes place, or we can make ourselves safer. That was to develop our immunity system. And to develop our immunity system, it was every time told that have your vitamin C tablets, have hydrochloroquine tablets once or twice a day, or maybe on the prescribed on the physicians they have, doctors they have told you. Right? So these medicines, additional to it, I gave you an example of the live example. But in your textbook, particularly for the cancers, for HIV/AIDS, or for any, even if I said, even if you are having a malaria, you need chloroquine. What is it? It's a completely medicine prepared from chemicals. So it's a branch where you need it. Second factor, if I say it, already as I told, if you want to take a bath, you need a soap. Soap is what? It's completely chemicals, right? Even a sanitizer that you are using it, you know it that 70% of an alcohol is present in it. What is an alcohol? You studied it in the 10th, methanol, ethanol, propanol. They are the alcohols, in which specifically for the sanitizer, majority of the companies, they are using isopropyl alcohol, which is the main composition of it. Right? So that is one of the branch. Okay. Anyhow, sitting in front of me, at present, a colorful clothes have been worn by you. When you will come to the school, you will have fixed uniform. But at present, colorful clothes are there. What are these colors? They are dyes. They are also chemicals. They are also prepared from the different compounds, chemical reactions. So dyes are also one of the chemistry, which you need when you are going it for the clothes. I am having yellow color. I need now black. I need green. I need yellow. I need red. Red is too hard. Let it have light red or pink. Like that you are selecting the colors. But what are these colors made up of? They are also chemistry. Right? When you are having your textbook, in the past, black and white were there. Immediately you were saying, why black and white? It's a boring. We should have color. Colors are from where? A type of dyes. Right? So that is also one of the useful. Another useful, that is, as already I am going through the COVID-19, one of the example, which is in most important, without medicine, I will get an vitamin C. It's a lemon juice. What is it? Citric acid. Citric acid is also a chemical. No doubt. You got it from the plant, but it's an organic compound. It contains COOH group, carboxylic acid, carbon. So this is the one where we are using in our day-to-day life. No doubt. Immediately now I will say you another place where without this chemistry, it's a very difficult. That is during the lockdown periods or nowadays, when you are having a high humidity, you need an AC to be on. What is an AC? Air conditioning. It's a machinery, simple machinery. Simply by blowing an air, the room will be cool out. Then we are putting the fan also on. Then why the room is not getting that chilled as you had it in the air condition? What is the difference? Because physics will always say that it is because of the machineries. But now I am asking, that machinery is there in the fan also. Why not it gets it so? The reason is, you know it, that there is one chemical which is continuously circulated into the air condition, which absorbs the heat and cools down the air of the room. That is chlorofluorocarbon, CFC. That is a gas filled in an air condition. That gas, chlorofluorocarbon, CFC, carbon, fluorine and chlorine. It's there. So that is one of the application of the chemistry. Alternate, do you know that chlorofluorocarbon is harmful to the human life also? No doubt. It's having it as a positive as well as negative factors also. The chemistry helps as well as chemistry sometimes depending upon the conditions can be very harmful also. I will discuss that also with you. That is chlorofluorocarbon. How it is harmful to us? It's useful to cool down the room. But how is it harmful? If that gets leaked from your AC, it goes into the atmosphere, and in the atmosphere it's one of the responsible gas for the depletion of the ozone. Ozone depleting gas is CFC. That means the ozone layer is disturbed, And if the ozone layer is disturbed, the sunlight emitting and ultraviolet radiations reaches to the earth's surface, where we will be having a problem. If they fall on our skin, we can have it as in skin cancer. So that is one of it. The heat increases day by day. The temperature of the earth rises. That is also because of ozone depletion, and we are cooling it. Right? Other than that, how this chemistry is harmful also. Useful factors we saw it. Now we will see the harmful factors. The major harmful factor that you know it, atom bomb. It's also a chemical reaction. It's a chemical reaction of uranium. It's a chain reaction of uranium taking place in an atom bomb. Right? What happens if atom bomb is used? You know it. Even a small bullet that is being used, it is also made up of metal with some chemicals placed in it. That also harms it. So chemistry in our day-to-day life, it is useful as well as harmful. It is useful depending upon the conditions. The bullet itself is very useful. If I'm going through the jungle and if a tiger or lion comes in front of me, that bullet is becoming useful for me to save my life. But in place of that, if I'm on a border, it is harmful. Right? So it depends how you are terming or how you are utilizing chemistry. It can be useful, it can be harmful. Same factor. So make it sure that we are going to use it as an useful, not harmful. We don't want to harm anyone else. We will use it as an only useful factor. Right? Okay. Second thing in the chemistry, that is, we know it that these compounds, when we are discussing about it, we classify them into three physical states: solid, liquid, gas. Right? You know it. You have already studied in your basic standards. What are solids? Definite shape, definite volume, strong force of intermolecular forces of attraction. Right? They can't move from their positions. They are fixed. Right? If I am talking about liquid, they are having somewhat weaker forces than solid but stronger than gas. They have a definite volume. They don't have definite shape. They can acquire the shape of the container in which they have been poured. Forces of intermolecular forces, already I told you that they are weaker than solid but stronger than liquid, and these molecules are somewhat movable. And the third factor, that is gaseous state, they are having no definite shape, no definite volume. Their molecules are having a minimum intermolecular forces of attraction or almost negligible amount of the forces of attraction. They occupy the complete space in which they are being exposed. Right? All these properties you have studied it, they are also part of chemistry. Similarly, you have also studied as a part of chemistry in a lower standard about the water atoms, water molecules, water compounds, water mixtures. We will also revise it in a small, with a quick revision, which is a part of your textbook. I am teaching you at present our first chapter, and in the first chapter I already told you that I am just going through your revision factor, but in a detail that we will have to study later on. But this is a part of your textbook, so make it sure that you read those pages. Now, in that case, if I go it for your, at present I was discussing related to the atoms, molecules. Now what are atoms? It's the smallest particle, right, of a compound from which we can study the properties. When number of such atoms are combined together, they form an element. If same atoms are combined, if different atoms are combined, they form a compounds. Now what is the main difference between a compound and a mixture? Because when I am saying it, same atoms, when same atoms combines together, they form an element. But when it's same different compounds, different elements combines together, they form a compound. They also form a mixture. Then what is the difference between a compound and a mixture? When elements are combining together, they lose their own properties and they acquire the new properties in them. They are considered to be as a compounds. when they are mixed together, they don't lose their properties. Simply they form a mixture. They mix with one another, then they are considered as a mixture. For that case, if I go it for an example, H2 plus O2, H2O, right? So hydrogen, it's an element or a molecule. Hydrogen, it's an highly explosive component. We know that we can prepare, if I want to go for the destruction, hydrogen bomb can be prepared. Oxygen, that also you know it. It's an, again, and one of the explosive component, or it's an supportive to the flame. If large amount of the oxygen is given out, blast will take place. Water, it's a completely opposite to it. Both of them are going for blast. Both of them are going for flame supporter. Water, it extinguishes it. So, it's not supporting to the flame. So, what does it shows? That it lose their own properties. They were supporting to the flame, but now they no more support to the flame. Right? They extinguish it. So, like that, when the compound mixes with one another, they lose their properties, then they are considered to be as in compounds. Now, in place of that, if I take it as an example of water reacts with glucose, that is sugar, in place glucose, that is C6H12O6, it forms a glucose solution. Does the property of the water changes? Does the property of the glucose changes? No, they remain same. Glucose, it's a sweet in taste, it's going to remain sweet in taste. Its bonds are so with carbon with one another, they are going to remain as it is. Water, even if I take it water, it is useful for the fire extinguisher. If I take it glucose solution, it is also useful for the extinguisher. So property of the water did not change. So this we will see it as mixture. This we will see it as compound. That is the difference between the mixture and compound. Similarly, mixture, it is furtherly divided into two types. Those two types of the mixture we are having it, that is related to homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Now, homogeneous and heterogeneous means what? Same, equally distributed throughout. Homogeneous. Heterogeneous means non-equally distributed. So here mixture, when we are talking about mixture, we are having a homogeneous. This is an example of homogeneous. You can say that glucose is spread out in the water throughout is the same. If I take it a drop from the top, bottom, middle and anywhere, I am going to get the same taste, same characteristics, same properties. That's why it's known as homogeneous. Lemon added to the water, it is an homogeneous mixture. But if I say that sand and water, if I am mixing together, can you say that it's an equally distributed throughout the solution? No. Somewhere smaller sand particles might be floating over there and the heavier sand particles would have settled down. So such type of solutions are known as heterogeneous solutions or heterogeneous mixtures. Right? Okay. That's today. This is what we did it. The 3 points we did it were how the chemistry is going to be useful or harmful to our day-to-day life. What are the chemical points that we are going to have it for the compounds, solid, liquid, gas, or we are having it as an compounds classified as elements, atoms, molecules, mixtures, etc. etc. What are they? We discussed it in your textbook, your first chapter, having an page number 1st, 2nd and 3rd, you will be having it, all the things indicated in it. So you can go through those portions and the rest of it we'll discuss it on the next lecture that I will place it on Wednesday. Thank you.